Santiago del Carmen Maria, the queen of crowning thought.
Urgent call. Impeach Trump now before chaos hits home, folks. Let's talk straight about something that's been hanging over our nation like a dark cloud for far too long: the urgent need to impeach Donald Trump. This isn't just political chatter or partisan noise. It's a matter of protecting our democracy, our families, and our future. We've seen enough red flags, enough outright violations, to know that waiting any longer could spell real disaster. Imagine troops rolling into our cities not to protect us, but to silence dissent, or wild schemes like invading Greenland that waste resources and drag us into needless conflicts. The time to act is before these nightmares become reality, not after the damage is done. Congress, what are you waiting for? Your hesitation isn't caution, it's a betrayal of the American people, and it's time to face that hard truth. Let's break this down step by step so everyone can see the full picture. First, understand what impeachment really means. It's not about revenge or settling scores. It's a constitutional tool designed by our founders to remove a leader who's abused power, broken laws, or threatened the republic. The House investigates and votes on articles of impeachment, like charging someone with a crime. Then the Senate holds a trial to decide if removal is warranted. We've done it before, with presidents like Andrew Johnson, Bill Clinton, and even Trump himself twice, and it's worked to hold leaders accountable. But right now, with Trump back in the spotlight, the stakes are higher than ever because his track record shows a pattern of behavior that screams for action. Look at the offenses. Trump has racked up more impeachable acts than any elected official in U.S. history. That's not exaggeration. It's fact based on legal experts, historians, and congressional records. Start with January 6, 2021. He rallied a crowd with false claims of a stolen election, then watched as they stormed the Capitol, attacking police, smashing windows, and hunting for lawmakers. People died that day. Families lost loved ones. Our sacred process of certifying an election was disrupted. The House impeached him for inciting insurrection, and even though the Senate acquitted him along party lines, the evidence was overwhelming: speeches, tweets, delays in calling off the mob. That alone was a direct assault on democracy. But it doesn't stop there. Remember the Ukraine scandal. Trump withheld military aid to a U.S. ally fighting Russian invasion, all to pressure them into digging up dirt on his political rival, Joe Biden. That's abuse of power, using taxpayer money and foreign policy as personal leverage. The House impeached him for that too, and again, the Senate let him off. Then there's the classified documents mess. After leaving office, Trump took boxes of sensitive materials to Mar-a-Lago, ignored requests to return them, and even showed some off to unauthorized people. That's mishandling national secrets, potentially endangering lives and alliances. Federal charges followed, but in a broader sense, it's impeachable conduct because it shows disregard for the rule of law. Now fast forward. Trump talks about deploying the military against American citizens, calling them enemies from within. He's floated using troops for mass deportations or to quell protests. History tells us this is dangerous. Think Kent State in 1970, when National Guard troops fired on student protesters, killing 4, or the Bonus Army in 1932, when soldiers cleared out World War I veterans from D.C. streets. We don't want tanks in Chicago or soldiers in Seattle enforcing one man's whims. And Greenland. Trump once suggested buying it like a real estate deal, even hinting at force if Denmark refused. That's not diplomacy. It's imperialism that could spark international crises, waste billions, and isolate us from allies. Congress, this is on you. The Constitution gives you the power and the duty to check a president gone rogue. What are you scared of? Retaliation, losing your seat. Facing backlash from his base, that's cowardice, plain and simple. By not acting, you're not serving America. You're enabling an authoritarian who puts himself above the country. Think about your own kids and grandkids. What kind of world are you leaving them? One where elections are questioned, courts are packed with loyalists, and free speech is muzzled if it criticizes the leader. You've betrayed the oath you took to defend the Constitution. You should feel deep shame, not just for letting this slide, but for prioritizing party over people. This isn't about hating Trump or being anti-anything specific. It's about loving our country enough to protect it. Fairness demands we acknowledge his supporters' concerns, economic anxiety, border security, feeling left behind. But those issues can be addressed without tearing down institutions. Truth requires admitting that Trump's actions have crossed lines that no president should. We've got evidence from investigations, court rulings, and his own words. Delaying impeachment only emboldens more overreach. Imagine the alternative. Congress steps up, launches hearings, builds a case based on facts. It could unite us around shared values like accountability and justice. We've overcome worse. Watergate led to Nixon's resignation, restoring faith in government. We can do it again. But it starts with courage from our leaders. People, don't sit this out. Call your representatives. Demand action. Vote for those who put country first. Because if we wait until troops are in the streets or alliances are shattered, it'll be too late. Impeach now before the storm hits. Our democracy depends on it. If you also support democracy and freedom, feel free to join me in this fight. Click follow, click subscribe, and join me. Divided we fall, and together we can knock down mountains. Through unity is the only way we can make a change. Thank you, stay safe, God bless, I love you all. Crowning Thoughts, True Speaker, copyright 2025 by Santiago D.C. Maria, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution.